and welcome to Hot Money Technicals on BloombergQuint Live, India's first digital live streaming business news service. This is a show which gets you a complete wrap of all the stocks that are buzzing in trade. I'm Darshan Mehta. Let's welcome our experts then on the show. Joining us on the show today, Raja Venkatraman, we have Aditya Agarwala as well as Vishvesh Chauhan. Before we begin with our show with our analyst, let's get in Yash Upadhyay, who has a chart on Tata Motors DVR. Good afternoon, Yash. What do you have for us?
So there's a buy call coming in, obviously, on Tata Motors. We've seen the kind of moves for both the counters and Tata Motor DVR as well has been gaining for the last 3 weeks. So this is the weekly chart of Tata Motors, and as you could see, we have seen significant amount of strength come into the counter post their quarterly results. Most of the brokerages giving an upgrade as well. And as far as the indicators are concerned, the mechanical indicators, they too have given a positive crossover. I'll start first with the MACD indicator. That has given a positive crossover as well. So the MACD line that has crossed above the signal line, indicating a bullish crossover, and the ADX indicator that too has given a positive signal. So the plus DMI line that has crossed above the minus DMI line, and the ADX line, which is the white line, that too is at a healthy reading of about 20, which indicates the underlying strength in the trend. It's been last 3 consecutive weeks of consistent up move for the counter, but that might not be all. So we could expect further up move in Tata Motors as both the momentum indicators and the mechanical indicators indicate further upside on the counter.
Okay, thanks so much for that, Yash. Raja, seen a big rally both on Tata Motors and DVR. I think the DVR has slightly outperformed the normal share given the ratio and the holding discount that has narrowed now. Do you think there could be more potential downside? Is the trend on the higher side? What should one do at these levels?
Yeah, the trend is definitely on the path of recovery, and the outperformance shall continue because the volume buildup is much higher on the DVR. And looking at the overall momentum setup, there is a fresh emergence of buying opportunities here. So one can look to buy at current levels, use a decline towards 70 also as an additional buying opportunity. To place a stop loss below 65 for, I can see an upside at least till the region of around 85 to 88.
Okay, Aditya, is that something that you would agree?
Yes, definitely. So Tata Motors, I believe, might have just formed a bottom for itself because I was looking at the longer time horizon charts on the monthly charts. Whenever stock has corrected in excess of 80%, so there have been 6 occasions when the stock has corrected massively, and on all those 6 corrections, stock has corrected in the range of 80 to 90%. This time around, again, when the stock has corrected from its peak, this is the correction has been lasted for 83%. From there, stock has already bounced back 40%. So my sense is we might have just formed a bottom in Tata Motors. 100 should be the level to watch out for. If that is not broken in the coming months, my sense is Tata Motors will trade at a much elevated levels in the coming trading
Which
months.
is a better pick, the DVR or Tata Motors share?
Probably a DVR will be a better pick because of the ratio. The discount has widened between the DVR and the Tata Motors. So my sense is Tata Motor DVR might just outperform going ahead in the coming months.
Okay, Vishwesh, what's your sense on Tata Motors?
Yeah, I think, for a very short-term player, in my opinion, the momentum has already rallied, and from a 49 to about a 78, it's a good move. Immediate resistance is around 83. So if there is a pullback towards 73, in my opinion, that would be a good opportunity. And given the choice between Tata Motor and DVR, I guess DVR should be preferred.
Okay, that's the view that's coming in. Consensus bullish call that's coming in on the Tata Motors share as well as DVR. But let's begin, I'm sorry, with the first round of charts. This time around, Raja has a chart on Mahindra and Mahindra. Autos as a pack has done extremely well of late. If you see the 4 results, nifty companies that have come out with results on the auto space, be it a Tata Motors, Maruti, Hero or a Bajaj, all of them have surprised on the positive side. Again, we are seeing a rally come in, but why are you bullish on M&M?
Yeah, from its high in September 18, we witnessed almost 1 year of decline, but then the decline has been in a descending lower channel. And now what I'm finding is that after descending for some time, the lower levels over the last 3 months, it's been seeing a consolidation. So it's seeing a consolidation at the lower end of the channel. And now it's forming a rounding base, and looking at the overall structure of the market and also looking at the way the entire sector is poised, this stock is looking set for some strong upward traction, and a breakout above this could actually envisage a strong move. So the overall momentum indicators too, along with the price, suggest that there is a fresh upward drive which is building up, and the price in combination with the momentum suggests that we could look at some upward traction in this.
Explain the ADX. So what are you trying to highlight here?
Yeah, see, if you look at the ADX here, there has been a consolidation, and the green line here is actually inching up, which is signaling that some buying interest is developing here, and this could be used as an opportunity to initiate long, because other auto stocks have shown some strong rise. But this is a stock which is now showing some recovery, and this could be a good entry point for those looking to invest into the auto or even trade in the auto space.
Okay, so it's at 611 right now. You said about this. So what is this?
One could look to buy even at current levels, because the overall structure of the market this time.
What is the breakout level for, if someone wants to play the breakout, what level should he buy?
You should buy above 620.
Above 620.
Otherwise, you could look to buy even now, because the overall momentum is definitely positive.
Okay.
For an upside towards 680.
Till what level should they buy? It's at 612 right
They
now.
could buy even lower levels to around 590.
And what's the stop loss?
Stop loss is below 580.
580. Okay, thanks so much for that. M&M is the first stock that's been spoken about. Aditya, would you be bullish on M&M?
I would be bullish on M&M, but I would wait for a breakout which is at 620. So 620 is the fulcrum point above which M&M will get a fillip, and the trigger will be there in place for targets of 680 in place. Until unless it breaks out of 620, I will avoid trading into M&M, or on the flip side, I will wait for a correction to levels of probably 570, 580 to get into M&M, because 620 for the time being is acting as a stiff resistance.
Okay, and what's your sense, Vishvesh, on M&M?
See, I think compared to the market belief, autos have started doing good because of the fact that right now it was oversold, and some sort of respites are also coming in. My sense is that if there is a decline in M&M towards 590, 580, that would be a good entry point for the target of 670.
Okay, not at this level, you won't exit. Okay, that's the view that's coming in on M&M. The next chart we have is Aditya. He has a chart on Indian Oil Corporation, not very well spoken. We haven't covered this stock too well. I think people just speak of BPCL of late, but yeah. Indian Oil, why are you bullish?
So this is the daily chart of IOC, and we can clearly see from levels of sub 20 stock witnessed a rally to levels of 155, and from there went into a downward spiral consolidation. This is more of a bullish flag pattern, we call in the technical terms. And at level of 140, stock made a double bottom, and in trade today it's broken out from this bullish flag pattern. This is a bullish sign, so this tells me that there's a continuation of the uptrend. Post this breakout, stock should mirror this up move which we had witnessed from 120 to 155 levels. So from this breakout level, stock should resume its upward trajectory and should head to levels of 165, 170 in the coming trading weeks. Now, if I take a look at the RSI, which is in the bottom panel, again it has shown a bullish sign. It has taken support at the level of 50, which was the support level at the previous level, and from there the stock has from there RSI has turned north. So this tells me that there is bullish momentum in the stock, and stock should head higher. If we move to the monthly chart of IOC, I've got an interesting observation out there. So this is the monthly chart of IOC. I'll take you back to history. So this is one level in 2010 which the stock made a high, and from there stock went into a consolidation, then again made a high somewhere around 2015. 2016 stock did break out from this major consolidation resistance, which it was not able to break out from, and from there stock witnessed a massive rally, and post this rally there was again a correction in the stock. This correction retraced exactly 61.8% of this entire move from sub 100 to 220, 230 levels, and this 61.8% also coincided with the previous peaks which we had witnessed in 2014 and 2010. So this happened to be a very strong support for the stock. From there stock has bounced back. Look at the monthly bullish candle. This has formed a bullish engulfing pattern on the monthly chart. So this is a sign of a enormous bullishness creeping into the stock. Now if I take a look at the RSI and the price, again it has formed a positive reversal. What is a positive reversal? As I mentioned, every time a price makes a higher low, whereas RSI makes a lower low. So this tells that the stock has reached oversold levels at an elevated levels. So the bulls are protecting the support levels, and from there stock has again bounced back. So my sense is one can get into the stock at current levels of 147, or on slight declines to 144, 145 for targets of 160, 166. Place a stop somewhere around 140.
Okay, that's the view that's coming in. So is this the right time to start accumulating?
Yes, definitely. One should start accumulating the stock.
Okay, thanks so much for that. Vishvesh, what's your sense on IOC? 147 currently. What's your strategy?
Apparently, we initiated yesterday itself. Our target is anywhere between 155, 160. So I think from a short-term momentum perspective, IOC does look good.
Okay, and Raja, what's your sense?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with my colleagues here. The upside target is around 158, where there are some confluence of resistances. One could use lower levels to buy into somewhere in the region of 142, 143. There's a stop loss below 140.
Okay, so it's a consensus bullish call that's coming in on IOC. The next chart is by Vishvesh. It's a chart on Equitas. Let's have the chart around. Vishvesh, if we can have you. Let's pull up the chart and see. Yes, it's a little confusing. Just you need to explain.
Okay, so chart is obviously one of the financial company Equitas, and apparently if you see the most important thing first I would like to draw your attention, Darshan, is this consolidation. While your market is attempting to make a new high, this guy is breaking the consolidation down. This is a price pattern called triangle pattern. Triangle pattern after a swift downtrend, in my opinion, is a continuation pattern. So a continuation pattern says that this consolidation may break down on the downside. Now, contemporary school of thought says the target of the triangle is width of this on the downside.
Okay.
One. Second thing is that this cloud over here, this cloud is nothing but a Japanese indicator called Ichimoku. This Ichimoku, if you see that from a level of about 130, this guy has never managed to move above that. And now what has happened, it has failed from the lower bottom of this cloud. And the way next trend is showing, it's clearly showing that this width should come down on the downside. Another second indicator over here is this ADX. If you see the ADX along with the breakdown, the ADX, this negative line, which is the red line minus DMI, has started going higher, and anything above plus 20, and now it is inching above plus 25, is showing the trend acceleration in the downside. And there is one more indicator which is a MACD, and if you see the MACD is triggering a sell signal below zero line.
Okay.
Triggering sell below zero, coupled with a breakdown, coupled with the cloud giving signal, coupled with the triangle breakdown. In my case, this is a goner. In the coming days, you could see this stock be one of the major accident.
So it's at 94 right now. What's the ideal strategy? It's a sell call that's come in. What should they short now? Should they short at higher levels? What's the ideal strategy?
So now I guess October futures are already closed. You have to take position in November, which in my opinion is our ideal strategy. So when we initiated in the morning, stock was around 95.50. Our stop loss on the stock is around 105.
Okay.
So if it pullbacks, Darshan, the triangles have a tendency to test to this upper line. If it pullbacks to 96, 97, that is a superb strategy. Stop loss of 104, target on the downside, first target 88 and second target 80.
88 and 80, and then it could slide down even further.
This could be a major accident.
And do you see an accelerated selling, or will it be more of a positional selling that could
My
come?
experience says that when such kind of breakdowns happen, one big bar like this would be there. So there would be a one day in the coming week or a coming week you could see 5-7% down, and if you're holding a short position, that would be the best.
You track FNO also. Do you track FNO on
Yes,
this? Because you said it, take position. Are you seeing even short build-up being built on the November futures? If you saw the data,
that is what the data is indicating, Darshan, because this consolidation coupled with the OI built up in a November position with the rollover cost being negative, I have a very strong reason to believe the shorts are getting forward.
Okay, thanks so much for that, Vishvesh. Raja, what's your sense on Equitas? Would you be short or would you be a buyer in this?
Definitely, I'm in agreement with Vishvesh's reading that the charts are screaming a sell opportunity here. But looking at the higher time frame charts, I would wait for a weekly closing below 94 levels, where I'm seeing some confluence of support. So if there is a breakdown at that level, then it could actually travel all the way down to 85. But I would be a wait and watch here with my focus on the bearish bias.
Okay, and Aditya, what's your sense?
Oh yes, there is bearishness on the stock, continues to make lower lows, lower highs, and definitely stock has broken down from a triangle pattern. 92 is the next immediate support. If that is taken out on a closing basis, probably stock is definitely headed to levels of 80, 85 in the coming trading weeks.
Okay, that's the view that's coming in on the counter on Equitas. It's a consensus negative view. Let's begin with the second round of chart, and Raja has a chart on Jubilant FoodWorks. It's been a mass outperformer. Came out with extremely strong set of numbers. Let's pull up the chart. Trading close to record highs. I believe it's at record highs. What's your sense?
Yeah, if you look at the chart from its September highs, the stock moved in some volatile phase, but then stock managed to hold on to the 1100 levels. If you can see here, 1100 levels have been held. And now what it has done is it has managed to take out the former highs, and what is heartening for the bulls here is the formation of steady bullish candles, and long body bullish candles clearly indicates that there is a possibility to head higher. At this stage, there was in the month early September, there was some bearish pressure here, but that got consumed, and on higher time frame charts, what you're seeing is steady formation of bullish possibilities. And if you combine this with the momentum indicator on the lower panel, you are seeing that the MACD has given a fresh buy opportunity, and the bars, the histogram which is building up, it is suggesting that there is strong bullish possibilities which are getting created. So bullish intention with formation of higher highs are clearly suggesting that we could look at more upside in this counter.
So it's at 1590 right now. What's the ideal strategy?
Yeah, one could look to buy at current levels, use dips towards say 1530, around the 1560 levels to buy into, place a stop loss below 1530 for an upside towards 1680, 1720.
And this will be a gradual mover, or will this be a fast mover?
It will be a medium pace mover. You can't say the slow mover, but it will not be an aggressive, say 2-3 day kind of move. It will be over the next 20 trading sessions.
Okay, thanks so much for that. Aditya, are you also bullish on Jubilant FoodWorks?
Yes, I am bullish on Jubilant FoodWorks. Probably a few weeks back, this was one of the charts which I had posted on Hot Money as well. So I'll look for targets of 1700 on the upside, but at current levels, I'll wait for a dip to levels of, as Raja pointed out, 1550 or probably 1500. Those will be good accumulation point because stock has already moved up swiftly from 1250 to about sub 1600 it is trading right now. So it's already posted a decent up move. So I'll wait for a pullback to levels of 1550, 1500. Then definitely initiate a fresh buy in Jubilant FoodWorks for targets of in excess of 1700 in the coming
Okay, Vishvesh, will it be a third thumbs up?
Yeah,
or?
I mean, one thing is for sure that stock is an uptrend, and the way the stock is managing to clear its previous swing high. And just to tell you that last time Darshan stock was around this level was September 2018. So almost after years the stock is breaking down. In the process, the stock has been flat, and the lower level it is around 1100. So if you project the target on the upside, it is 1800. The one thing to be a little caution over here, the stock has rallied. So if there is a pullback or a consolidation, I think that would be an ideal entry.
Okay, so buy on consolidation seems to be the consensus view that's coming in on Jubilant FoodWorks. And as we speak, the markets are at the highest point of the day. The Nifty Bank is up 200 points. And the Nifty is up almost 70 points. Sensex well above the 40,100 mark currently. So that's the market for you. Let's get back to the stocks. The next chart is from Aditya. It's a chart on UPL. So let's pull up the chart. Was very volatile a few days. Now it's gone rather quiet. What do you suggest?
So I've got a sell call on UPL. Stock has went into an underperformance zone when markets go making almost new highs. Stock is underperforming big time now. And as you can clearly see, stock has broken down from a rising channel in trade today. Markets are up significantly, and as you just pointed out, it's at the high point of the day, and the stock is almost at the low point of the day. And as you can clearly see, post a consolidation, there was a narrow consolidation for past few trading sessions, and in trade today, it's broken down from that narrow consolidation, which suggests that the bears are dominating the stock on a day when the markets are trading higher. Again, if I take a look at the RSI has made a negative divergence out here when price. So you see a high which is above 60. The next high was somewhere around 60. So it's made a lower high, whereas price made almost a higher high. So this forms a negative divergence on the daily chart. If I flip back to a higher time frame chart, probably a monthly chart again for this stock, so you will see bearish. Yeah. So this is the monthly time frame chart for the stock. Clearly notice that this was a resistance zone around 600 for the stock, which from where stock witnessed a massive correction, and from there stock rallied and eventually managed to cross this level and hit 700. Now it has again broken down from this support level of 1600. From there stock rallied again but failed to close above this 600 mark, which is a monthly chart again, and from there stock has again started to claw back. And this also happened to the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level again. So the confluence of 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level plus a previous peak from where stock has started its downward trajectory says that the bears are dominating the stock and probably the most downside which we can witness in the coming trading weeks. Now again, take a look at the RSI on the lower panel. RSI has again failed to cross the 60 mark in the pullback. So a stock which of RSI which fails to cross 60 mark when the stock is correcting, and in a pullback, if RSI failed to cross 60 mark, tells me that the stock is still in a bearish territory, because RSI in a bear trend ranges from 60 to 20 or 30. So it made a high at 60, and from there it started to go down again. So my sense is in the coming trading weeks, you will see enormous selling pressure in the stock. Renewed sellers will be there. So one can look to go short for targets of 520, keeping a stop loss at 615.
615. So what's the idea? Should they short now also?
They should definitely
the counter is
short
down 10 points right now. It's at 590 currently, or 585.
So definitely they should go ahead and short at current levels, because it's shown a breakdown on the daily charts. That's a confirmation that the stock is in bear territory. So you should definitely go ahead and short at current levels and look for targets of 540, the first target, and then probably
what's the breakdown level below which the selling will accelerate?
It's already broken down.
Okay,
so it's already broken down from that consolidation that I had shown you on the daily chart. So now bears should actually dominate the stock in the coming trading sessions. Probably by the end of today's session or tomorrow, we might see selling pressure in the stock.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Aditya. Vishvesh, what's your sense on UPL? Are you negative?
I think very good pick in my opinion. What Aditya has done is very nicely. The stock is on the tip of breaking down. I think this is also one of the excellent candidate in my opinion, because the way the stock was going higher with a lower momentum and the very narrow price range, with high of today as a stop loss, this is definitely immediate sell call.
Okay, and what about you?
Yeah, from the overall setup, the way the price patterns have been forming, there has not been much interest on the buying side. And over the last 2 days, the short build-up has clearly been visible on the charts. Even on higher time frames suggests that we could look at some downside in this coming days. And with the trend line being broken, the possibilities of downside is very much on the cards. So one should can initiate short at current levels with the stop about today's high.
Okay, so that's the view that's coming in. Consensus sell call coming in on UPL, and the final chart, at least from a guest before Yash comes in again, is a chart on Larsen and Toubro. It's a chart that Vishvesh has picked up. Let's pull up the chart, Vishvesh, if you can join me. It's a buy call coming this time around. What makes you bullish on ILNT?
See, I think the couple of things which I had picked up, stock was largely in a downtrend and, to be very honest, a sideways trend. Now, if after the September surge, the stock has managed to go in a sideways trend. And the one interesting thing I would like to draw your attention to is that during this period, Darshan, the EDX has never gone red. What it means, the strength of a trend is definitely there on the higher time frame. And the stock was consolidating between this Ichimoku cloud. And now the stock is triggering a buy signal on the MACD, and this pattern is a triangle pattern. Stock has given a decent set of number with a very positive commentary. In my opinion, the management was very confident about the next quarter being also good. My sense is that stock is heading for a 1400 level. So immediately, if I have to buy LNT at today's close also, I have a reason to believe that with the stop loss a little below 1400, the target should be about 1550 on the higher side and 1600 on the second target.
Okay, and you see that coming on in quick time, or is this more like a positional hold call?
See, the reason I'm suggesting positional hold call is because now the Nifty needs a support to go up from here. Banks have already performed. The metals have started doing good. This sector and particularly this stock has not performed. It has got a 3.5% weightage in the Nifty. In my opinion, this stock performing is a good sign overall for the Nifty and also economy. So I think Larsen and Toubro is a much weighted sleeping giant in my opinion. From the current level, this is definitely. So the strategy should be buy at the current level in the future. You can create some sort of a ratio spread in the November future also. So what you can do is you can buy a 1500 call option in the November and sell 1600 call option one lot. And as the time goes closer, make it to a 1:2 call spread. The idea is that my sense is that stock will slowly, 0.5%, 1%, slowly climb towards the 1600 level.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Vishvesh. Aditya, are you also bullish on LNT?
It is one of the candidates which should outperform, but it has failed to do so of late. So there's a lot of long consolidation that's going on in the stock. I will wait for a breakout above 1500. 1500 for the time being is acting as a stiff resistance for the stock. Just 20 rupees away, so I'll wait for that 20 rupees up move to happen, then probably get into the stock and look for targets of 1600. It should break out because the indicators are suggesting a breakout is on cards, but it is yet to break out. Price is yet to confirm. So I'll wait for a breakout above 1500.
Raja, what's your sense?
Yeah, the overall setup of LNT is indicating some stiff resistances around 1480 levels. So overall setup, yes, like Vishvesh pointed out, it is bullish, and like he said, it generally gathers up pace at in a slow manner. So I would look to buy it on a pullback. Overall structure is looking positive.
Okay, that's the view that's coming in on LNT, and the final stock is on Bank of Baroda, and that's the chart that Yash has picked up. Yash, what do you have for us?
Again, a positive call coming in, and this time on Bank of Baroda. Now, the key indicator that we're using here is the proprietary Bloomberg indicator, which is the trender indicator. The stock currently is trading above the mark of the trender, which is the red line over here, which stands currently at 95.2. The stock is comfortably above that, almost an entire rupee above that mark. Should it manage to close above it as well, we would see the condition being fulfilled and the trender indicator flip its color from red to green. Historically, every time that has happened, 5 out of the last 7 times, the stock has managed to run up on an average on a closing basis by almost 5.5 to 6%. So currently the stock is trading above that mark, but we need to wait and watch for the final confirmation to come after it closes above it on a closing basis in today's day of trade.
Okay, that's the view that's coming in. Raja, what's your sense on Bank of Baroda?
Bank of Baroda, yes, it is showing inclination to move higher. But overall, the setup still looks to face some resistances around 98, 99 levels. So I would look to stay away from this counter till it clears that level.
Okay, Aditya?
most of these stocks are trading at multi-year low. So I would definitely put my money on these stocks, be it Bank of Baroda, be it PNB, or be it Canara Bank. I believe there's a good short covering rally in offering in these stocks. So targets in Bank of Baroda could be as high as 120 in the coming trading week. So I'll agree with Yesh. I'll go as for a buy recommendation for targets of 100 to 120.
Okay, and Vishwesh?
We initiated a buy on Bank of Baroda on 92 level. If you remember last week when I was there, we initiated a buy on SBI, and stock is already 15% higher from the level where we mentioned. Similarly, I'm expecting, in fact, today I was in the dilemma whether I should cover L&T or a Bank of Baroda. My sense is that Bank of Baroda is heading 110, 120.
Okay, so it's a bullish call that's coming in on Bank of Baroda. But with that, it's a wrap on today's edition of Hot Money. Let me thank my guests who have come in today. Raja, Aditya, Vishvesh, thank you so much for coming in today. Our Speak You comes up next. Stay tuned to BloombergQuint.